KDWA Radio AM 1460. Also on 97.7 FM. TuneIn Radio as well. We're going to bring you in now with the HCTV feed as well now as we welcome Jerry Rupp in as well. You folks watching right now, he is the good doctor, of course, a wonderful chiropractor, coach, man of many traits, okay? Nick Tuckner, Dick Craig's off to our left, Manny Hill as well. You might know him from Twin Cities Media as well, if not from Hastings back in the past. But we welcome you to McNamara Stadium at Todd Field. It is week 4 of the 2017 football season. Right now, the Raiders are at 1-2 overall. They won their opening game against Henry Sibley, but fell in the next two. Really tough 7-6 loss, of course, up at Hill Murray. And then last week, shellacking at the hands of the Park Wolfpack. A lot of athletes. We just didn't match up well with those guys, and now the Raiders are at 1-2. Well, Simley, you can look at their record, Jerry Rupp, at 0-3, but, you know, when you play Matamidi, De La Salle, and South St. Paul, your first three, man, thanks a lot to the schedule planners. This is not your everyday 0-3 team, Jerry.
Oh, Simley went through the meat grinder those first 3 weeks. I mean, you look at the quality of those teams that they had to play. It's not a surprise that they're 0-3. I mean, that's not indicative of probably the football team that they are.
And we'll see what happens tonight as these two teams meet up. Simley's going to run the option, okay? The Raiders have played very well in that assignment-based defense when they know they have a key and they key in on them, just like against Henry Sibley. Although they passed a little more than a usual option style or wing tee, even for that matter, the Raiders have defended that fairly well. It's been the zigging, the zagging, the passes across the middle, a lot of the slants. You're not going to see a whole lot of that from Simley, but their quarterback, Jake Binley's an athlete, Jer. He's the guy last year that burned Hastings on the play that set up the killing touchdown here against Simley. Binley was a receiver then, came around on the end around as a wing T receiver in the slot. He comes back and he throws one heave-ho, Hail Mary, less than a minute left. They get it. They end up scoring. That was the way to do it. Now he's the quarterback. Raiders might feel like they owe number 2-1 tonight.
Oh, I think so. I mean, that really stung. I mean, you know, we had that game in hand, and then it come down to, like you said, it was about 40 seconds left in the game when he chucked that ball about 50 yards downfield, and they caught it at the 2-yard line. You know, they definitely, I think, want some payback for that little miscue.
This is also Tackle Cancer Night and Parents Night. It's a big evening for us here in the Hastings area. Also, we had a Tackle Cancer Night at Park 1 week ago, and the Hastings fans and the Park super fans, it was such a wonderful, cohesive deal last week between the two schools. It was a lot of fun, and right now, I don't know if we got a camera on that for those of you folks listening or watching on Facebook Live or on YouTube or whatever. A lot of the flashlights on the phones as a tribute to some of the folks that have cancer, have beaten cancer, we've lost to cancer. There's been a lot of us afflicted, and we have some folks that have beaten it or are beating it too, which is really, really cool as we're getting ready now for kickoff. Both teams are going to huddle up. Simley's wearing, I mean, I look at them out there, Jared, they have a silver number in their uniform this year. All white uniforms, silver, bright tinfoil silver numbers with a red trim, Simley across the back nameplate. They look like Henry Sibley, don't they? I mean, they really do.
A little bit, yeah. You know, it's always confusing when you say Simley and Sibley. You know, I always try to remember to say Henry Sibley so everybody knows the difference between the two. But I think, you know, we may not have a trouble tonight actually seeing the numbers.
Yeah. That'll be interesting as though, well, you know, the lights, once the lights go on here now, we might get the tinfoil reflection. This actually might not be a bad deal.
Maybe.
We'll figure it out. Welcome back, everybody. Like you said, KDWA, KDWA.com, TuneIn Radio, and, of course, Facebook Live now with HCTV. They do the home games. Thanks to Mike, Kurt, the rest of the clan. Too many to name. Takes an army to do what these folks do with us and this fun little partnership that we've had throughout the year. And don't forget, too, we're also starting to put the games online, folks, after the fact, so you can go back and listen. Podcast format. Go to KDWA.com, check out the sports column, click on the games. Here we go. We're ready to rock and roll. It's going to be Logan Lindblom kicking it away. He's a senior kicker with these soccer orange shoes. Boom, end over end. My goodness, taken right around the goal line by Piney, our player of the game last week. Great block set up as Piney cuts through the middle. He gets to about the 30-yard line. But how about that special teams block, Chair? If you picked up a number, I would love the help, because whoever that was that came in and pasted someone from Simley, that opened up another 12, 15 yards for the Raiders.
I think that was Alex Foster that laid down a heck of a block, and Piney read the block perfectly. He cut up inside instead of trying to find that wall, which has been non-existent this year. Cut back up inside. Foster just drilled some guy and gave Piney an extra 10 yards. So great field position for the Raiders starting out on the 30-yard line.
Piney, our player of the game last week, with all the return yards he had. Look at that. I mean, he started from the goal line, gets 30 return yards there, sets up a much shorter field than it could have been. Raiders 1st and 10. Trey Rogers, senior quarterback, wears the number 7. A wing T with a man in motion. Pitch out to Trey Petrich, the big man. He rumbles out left side, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage if we're lucky. 2nd down upcoming. Raiders are going to have to run it efficiently. They've ran the ball for just over 200 yards each of the games so far this year. But the one thing is, yeah, you can run it for 200. That's just fine. But the passing yards have been non-existent, meaning the total offense in each of the games have been only around 250, if not under 300 yards. We still got to get something going through the pass.
Exactly. You're right. They only passed for 26 yards last week. They need some more yardage in passing.
Simley can stack the box. The Raiders got to find a way to exploit that. Looked like a funny little snap there as an inside trap play. Will gain 2. I don't know if that was misdirection or misfortune on the snap, as that will only be a gain of 2. So now 3rd and about 6.5 as we watch down to our left here. Quarterback Jake Binley getting loose for the Spartans as they wait for their first offensive drive. 3rd and 8, they say officially. Looks like 7.
Yeah, it looks 7 to me too. Yeah. Is that new math to carry the 1?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's that tuck math. I think that's a accredited course at Hastings High School. I think that happens in the summertime. 10:45 to go. Wing T again. Raiders man in motion. Pitch out. It's going to be Corbin LaFleur. Cuts through the middle. Twinkle toes out to about the 36. Take it down, 4th down. So, yeah. Okay. We know the Raiders are going to run it just about every time, and I think the teams we're playing also know that. So it's kind of battle of attrition. You just got to win the battles up front. And now with 4th down, Raiders will come out and send the punt unit out as the Raiders gain 8 yards on that first drive. Not good enough. Raiders are going to have to punt it away.
Yeah, they got kind of a little taste of what Simley has for defense there. You know, that first series, you're always kind of feeling out the other team and seeing what they got, what they're coming at you with, and go back, make a few minor adjustments. And it's not unusual to see a 3-and-out in your first series.
So here we go with the Raiders in punt formation.
And we just got a illegal motion shift. What do we got there?
It's against the Raiders. Look at Officer David Bauer. Look at that mustache. That is a pretty...
Rocking the stash.
Boy, that is... We're going to have a talk about that after the game. I got to get one like that.
I chatted with him out in the parking lot. We discussed the finer points of automobiles.
Well, you should have talked about mustaches, too. 5-yard penalty. Going to move us back. But he's one of the coolest dudes. If you folks remember former Raider David Bauer, he...
high jump champion.
Oh, my gosh.
He had some springs.
We had too many classes with D-Wall together. Here's a bad snap. Pulled down. Going to have to kick it away. It's blocked. Punt blocked. Scoop. Not going to score. That's just not what we needed to have happen. Who was punting that football anyway? That was Kazmierzak.
Yep, Kazmierzak. Well, unfortunately, the snap was low. It's just, that's usually you see snaps go over people's heads, and that one just didn't get to him. That was about he was back 10, 11 yards, and that ball got snapped about 9 yards. So he tried to pick it up off the hop. He was thinking he had to run initially. He had time to get the ball off, but by the time he made his decision, like, okay, yeah, I guess I can kick it, at that point, that window closed, and he was smothered. So fortunately, they didn't, take the ball and go in the end zone. But now here the Raiders are in a hole there. They're starting defense at their own 20-yard line.
9:37 to play first quarter. We're just underway. Jake Binley gets a short field at the red zone at the 20-yard line. 1st and 10, man in motion to the backfield. Binley will hand off up the middle. Churning ahead is Evan Johnson, the junior. And he will cut ahead for about 4 yards. And where Hastings is getting about 2 yards a crack on their opening drive, Simley on their first play, they will get about 3, maybe 4.
Nice job by Petrich and O'Connor out there making the stop in the middle of the line.
2nd down and 7 officially, but Simley deep in Raider territory after the block punt, bad snap combination. High snap, Binley got a jump on it himself. There was Tusna there to make sure that he was on top of the football. Raiders catch a nice defensive break on an unforced error by Simley, and now that'll be a loss of 8, bringing up 3rd and about 15, and now we're getting close to even sending Simley back towards D1 to try the field goal on 4th down range, and that would also mean the Raiders would have a little victory. So you got to make a big play here on 3rd down, Jer, because more than anything, they're going to want to get that yardage back and get a chance at even 3.
Exactly right. And the win is with them for the field goal attempt if they were to try one.
Lindblom can boot it, so we know they're going to try it if they get close. Here is Bentley handing off up the middle. It's going to be carried by number 20. That's Brandon Berkalow. He's a senior back. He will gain 4 more backs. So now we're looking at like I said, Jared, do we want to? Do we not want to? Or is it 4-down territory? Bentley peeking over at Coach King, taking his time. Coaches looking up to the coaches above us here in the press boxes. We're station visitors side, of course.
John Kolb made a nice tackle on that last play. He wrapped up the legs, took the legs right out from the running back, and that's the way you form tackle.
They will go for it, maybe, on 4th down. Out of the shotgun, Bentley man in motion. He does snap, looks to pass left, back of the end zone. It's overthrown. No flags. Good job, Raiders. That's a heck of a defensive effort. And the Raiders answer back. Mistake, error. No harm, no foul, Jerry Rupp. We get the football back deep in our own territory, and that's just fine with me.
Exactly. That's what we needed, to get a nice stop there, kind of settle down, just get the job done. You know, we can do it, and that's what they did right there, and that was a great play by the Raiders and just defending that nicely. Travis Frias was back on that coverage there of their running back out of the backfield there to run for that flag pattern.
7:42 to go, first quarter. Raiders get the ball back on their own 22-yard line, and that looked like the legal motion there too. Quick motion, handoff on the pitch will be T.J. Pottinger left, gain 4. 2nd down. We'll take that nice gainer. We need that, Jared. We've talked about it before. I mean, look at Wake 1. We did that so well, getting 4, 5, 6, 7 yards, especially on 1st down to set it up a little bit easier for us.
Exactly. And T.J. Pottinger last week, he had 9 carries for 43 yards, so he carried his load quite well, and we needed to get some more out of him this week too.
Love to break a big one. We haven't had a big one since the 69-yard run that came up short of the end zone by Petrich. What is that?
That looked like...
And they're going to let it go. Well, flags finally come after the play will be run, and that was illegal. It seems like, Jerry, we've had illegal motion a few different times. We got lucky on a couple plays. Raiders got to be a little assignment sure. They've been pretty good when it comes to not being penalized throughout the year. Let's slow down a little bit. We're not in a hurry to do anything here yet.
And you're right. You know, the first 2 weeks, Raiders played basically error-free ball. Now, last week, they had 7 penalties for 65 yards, so they kind of went backwards. They're kind of making some miscues there. And with a running-type offense, you don't have that passing dimension to us. You can't afford to give away those yards like that. And that was just, I mean, it's like Keystone Cops out there. They're all running every which way.
Hopefully the Raiders are the cops here, and Simley, I hope they're not robbing anything. 6:53 to go, first quarter, 2nd and 12 officially. Handoff comes back up the middle. It's Pottinger slithering through. He will get 4 back. So now we're looking at about a 3rd and 7 situation for Hastings. Getting a little closer to the 30. Ball looks like it's right around the 26-yard line. Haven't quite got that on the scoreboard yet.
I would agree with you there. Need a big play here out of the boys. Let's get the second series. We need to keep it and sustain a drive.
3rd and 8. 3rd and 8. Rogers under center, man in motion. Pottinger instead, the inside handoff, and it's going to be Petrich bowls a man over, but the second line of defense, all of the linebackers really sucked in along with the safeties, were able to press Petrich back. It's going to be short about 1.5 yards, I would think, 4th down for Hastings. And now this is the second drive in a row where Hastings has gotten about 8 yards on those 3 plays, and we're too far in our own zone to try to even do anything but try another punt.
I mean, if you think about a moral victory, which means nothing, they actually got enough yards for 1st down, counting that penalty they had to come back from. So, you know, they got enough yards, but you can't hit penalized. You can't be putting yourself in a hole.
See if we get the snap there this time, showing blitz and a lot of motion on the line snap. Much better. Kazmierzak's punt also a line drive, going to get a chance at a return.
That's a block in the back.
And that is a block in the back, but it's not going to be a flag right side into Hastings territory to the 40-yard line. Pushed out of bounds near the Hastings bench. We thought that could have been a flag. They just put the ball marker down there, and They don't give the Raiders anything, and Simley does get a short field, albeit from the 40 instead of the 20. And to move them back a little bit, have a little more to work with, but now you got to come back out, and like we have all year, Jerry, you're going to have to depend on the defense to continue to play great football and keep Simley off the board.
Yeah, until the offense can get it clicking here. I mean, they were a lot closer that time, that series, to get things clicking. You know, of course, they had that miscue. They got the yardage back, but they ended up, 2 yards short of making a first down. So now the defense has to come out again, keep Simley off the board. The offense is starting to still, get some steam going here, try to get some, get warmed up and whatnot. But you're right, the defense right now is the order of the day, and we just have to keep Simley from, pushing down a first down or two and getting within booting range of a field goal.
Don't forget, later on tonight, during and after the game at the Green Mill, those dollar wings. Be sure to stop on in. Tell them you heard it on the radio. Wings special at the Green Mill tonight. 5:24 to go first quarter here. Raiders defensively at their own 38. Simley's had now 2 short fields to work with, both on the Hastings side. 5:24 to go, right to left on your radio dial, or if you're watching along on Facebook Live. And keeping it up the middle is Binley. He cuts back left side. Finally, they scoop him up, throw him down, first down gain, probably 13 yards or so, as he will get down towards the 25. So, 13 yards, right about on the money, but move the chains, and Binley showing his athleticism there that you can't forget about number 2. He can take off and run as well.
Nate Clemens on the stop on that one.
They'll spread it out with 2 receivers to each side, man in motion to the backfield, and that's Johnson instead of handoff up the middle, and Burkello won't get much of anything. Joey Stricker was in there. O'Connor, bottom of the pile, getting up out of there, 58, and that's Godswill Pepple. And with 4:53 to go, first quarter of play from a steamy Todd Field. No score, Hastings meeting up with Simley in week 4.
Also seeing Brandon Klim in there as well. That's nice. Got in on that play.
Like we said, you're going to have some names you might not have heard yet. Hot night. You're going to have to rotate guys in. Man in motion. Handoff goes up the middle. I believe that was 20 again, Burkello. And it is. He'll gain 5.
Once again, Pepple and Klim on the stop.
Gain of 2 only. Good spot. We'll take that. Third down, and we'll call it 6. Ball at the Hastings 21. .406 to go. Clock runs. Raiders at home week 4. No score. Hastings and Simley, the Spartans in town. Man in motion to the backfield, Johnson. He gets the end around, and he will run out right side, has some room, first down, and down about the 8-yard line. Stretched it out, got to the far side of the field, and it was all speed, and that time Johnson, give him credit. Block stacked up beautifully, and they got the first down to the 9-yard line.
Well, what you saw right there, too, is you saw their end hook our offense or defensive end, so they got the corner, and like you said, with that speed, he was going to get that first down for sure.
First and goal from the 9-yard line, says Dick Craig. Binley will work out of the shotgun. Snap to Binley. Quarterback draw. Open up the middle, and he gets a 9-yard touchdown run untouched.
Untouched, yep. He walked right in the end zone, stuck the ball out in front of us just to say, yeah, here you go, boys. Come and get it. So kind of a lackluster defensive series there for the Raiders. They just they struggled with that one, the sweep and just that quarterback draw twice there that got them for big yardage.
5 plays, 38 yards, says Dick Craig. 6-0 Simley. Point after try for Logan Lindblom. Right-footed booter. Where's the number 99? Waiting the snap. Decent. Kick. Money. That thing will land on the Biffies. 7-0. And the Simley Spartans lead. We'll take a quick break on KDWA and HCTV.
Hastings was down 21-0 to part. They came back, got that one score. Thought, okay, we're within 2 now. But that was just like you said. We're not built to come from behind. We have to play right at the level or ahead to be successful in this contest.
3:46 to go. First quarter of play. Now that the sun's gone away, a nice steamy evening here at Todd Field. Nick Tuckner, Jerry Rupp, Dick Craig. Fanny Hill, host of many others in the press box, visitor side. End over end kick, Lindblom another good one. That'll be a touchback. Raiders will get it at the 20. 3:46 to go. Here in the first quarter of play, and Simley will bring the defense back out. Raiders at the offense. And they will come out and try to establish the run and get those guys up front. We got a very nice athletic line. It's time we get some of those big boys up there to push some fellas around.
Exactly, and we've talked about it in weeks past too, about sustaining your blocks. You make contact with your, with the defensive lineman, and you need to sustain your block until you hear the whistle blow. We've had some breakdowns with that, where the guys will hit and they'll release and start heading downfield, but they need to stay with their man until they hear that whistle.
3:46 to go. First quarter, Raiders with the football. Trey Rogers under center, starting quarterback. Where's the number 7? It's going to be LaFleur motioning the backfield, getting the handoff, and then cutting back into the middle. And he will gain about 8 yards. That's a very nice first down run. Not saying we need that or can get that every time, but that's a nice way to start the drive. Second down and about 2.
So crucial to get that good yardage on that first down play, so it just puts you in a driver's seat for the rest of the series there, and to convert, okay, well, this might be, nothing that big play here, but then you got third down with less than a yard to go. So here, 2nd and 1 is great.
Rogers barking out the calls at the line of scrimmage for the blue and gold, and he will give to Petrich, and he will bowl a man over, and I think he got enough for the first down. We can probably move the chains that time. Yes, we can.
There we go. So our first down in the contest for the Raiders. After 2 series of just not quite getting it done, they're finally figuring out, and they move the chains there, and that's what we need to do now, is take control of this game, move the ball right back down the field, punch it in, tie this thing up, and so we can have an even score again.
Raiders down 7-0. Simley brings the defensive troops back out, and they've held Hastings at bay. Fake the handoff, and there's a pass, and a wide-open man caught by Kirchhoff. Right side. That's what we needed, Jerry. We've been waiting 3 weeks to see that. Finally, the Raiders stretch the field. A beautiful pass by Trey Rogers, and the sophomore import from Dassel Cocato, Jackson Kirchhoff, makes his biggest catch of the year. First down, respect the pass game.
Nice job by the Raiders there, and the Simley defensive end was coming hard on Rogers. He's thinking run all the way, and at the last second, Rogers chucks that ball up there. Kirchhoff was nobody around him for 10 yards. Great play.
Rogers surveys the ground now. Ball spotted at the 32 of Simley. Raiders' deepest penetration, and oh my goodness, T.J. Pottinger loses a handful. Second and about 15. Not what the Raiders needed that time in particular.
A little bit of a breakdown on the left side of the line. The defensive lineman for Simley got right through. Pottinger never had a chance. He was basically, before he even had the ball, he was, in trouble with the Simley defensive lineman.
Kirchhoff, the nice catch here on the drive. What was the gain, Dick, on that catch? 38-yard catch? Biggest catch of the year for any Raider receiver. 1:40 to go. First quarter, 7-0 Simley. Pitch out. Petrich. Nice stiff arm. Right side. That's a lot to do to gain about 2. But Petrich, some positive yards. A good stiff arm in the backfield. And that will make it third down and maybe 12. Might have got a yard, says Dick.
On that pitch play like that, our up back has to take the first man through, and they missed the block on that one, and it pushed us way deep. Penetrated onto us, and we were able to get around the corner there. But that up back definitely has to take that first man cutting through.
Rogers brings the men back to the line of scrimmage. Raiders down 7-0. Rogers again surveys the line, sends a man in motion. Will be back to pass. It's Rogers putting it up, and he overthrows his man, Kirchhoff. No, that actually was going to be LaFleur out of the backfield and just overthrew him. But it's nice to see the Raiders taking a couple of gambles. And right here, they're going to have to go for it on 4th down. I love Lewanski's leg, but maybe not in this particular situation. 4th down and 12 with 46 seconds left first quarter.
Not against the wind. This is too much for against the wind. But you're right, to get a couple pass plays in there, and now Simley has to start thinking, well, maybe we can't load 8 guys in the box, 9 guys in the box. We have to start playing these receivers because who's going to throw the ball? And I tell you what, they just missed with that connection as well.
Raiders come out again, out of the shotgun on 4th down, and Coach King, I think he wanted a timeout. He'll take one as well. 46 seconds left, first quarter. We'll take a timeout. 7-0 Simley on KDWA and HCTV. We'll be right back. Folks on HCTV will be back with you here in just a moment. We're going to join our radio audience in motion if we could. Here's a bad snap. Rogers has to go back on 4th down. Going to be a tough play. Got to get rid of it, and he's in trouble. Well, that's not the way the Raiders wanted to have it happen here.
They've kind of shown some struggles this year.
Okay, I just want to make sure we were back on. Sorry, folks. Raiders lose it on 4th down, bad snap, and then the old fire drill play on the schoolyard, and that wasn't going to happen, and the Raiders just lose a bunch more yards and give it back to Simley with even a shorter field, albeit their longest field of the game. They'll set up at the 46, their own. First time they set up in their own territory to open a drive. 38 seconds left. 12-yard loss on the bad snap on 4th down. Bad luck for the Raiders continues here, as it kind of has the last 2 weeks. Out of the shotgun, Binley. He will keep, option pitch, has his man in motion. That was a tough play and a great tackle far side. I think it was 5 who ended up getting the ball. It was Mitch Cheetah, I believe, getting out of the pile there. But that was an interesting pitch because the Raiders had a man there, could have got a hand on that and knocked it away.
That was kind of interesting at the end of the play there. Stricker just went, it looked like a couple of Rams banging heads there. He and the running back just, boom, big one. And Stricker's kind of shake his arm a little bit like, yeah, I felt that one.
6 seconds left. We'll see if Binley tries one more play here at the end of the quarter. I don't think he's going to. And that'll end the first quarter of play. 7-0 Simley on KDWA and HCTV. We'll be right back. We're back after one quarter, 7-0. Simley leading Hastings. Raiders haven't done too much here tonight, really, on either side of the football. 12 minutes up for quarter 2. Here we go. As Binley out of the gun, right at midfield, called the 49 to the Raiders. 2nd and 5, handoff up the middle. And that's not going to be too much. Raiders get Brandon Berkalow on the handoff up the middle, and he maybe just gets back to the line. Well, it looks like they're going to give him 2, actually. So 3rd and about 3.5 now.
Klim and Stricker on the stop on that one for the Raiders.
7-0 your score. Simley leads, 11:35 to go. Clock runs. Simley with their 3rd drive of the game. Binley a long count. No snap. Still now sets an audible as he looks to both sides. 3rd and 3. Sets a man in motion towards the line. Doesn't give it. Keeps it himself. Binley gets hit by a host of Raiders. He's not going to get it. Frias was there getting up off the bottom of the pile. I believe that was O'Connor who ends up, actually Joey Stricker,
yep,
who ends up getting the first penetration. And I'll bring a 4th down at about 2. So decision time for Coach Rex King in Simley. And do they feel that they can get the 2 here? We'll see if this is maybe some sort of a long count deal.
Need a big stop here from the Raiders.
Wow,
Stiffen up here on 4th down and 2-yard line, or 2 yards to go.
Ball spotted just outside the 45, called the 46 of the Raiders. Binley out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to each side. Back out of the pistol offset right side. Man in motion. And they will fake the jet. He runs up the middle. And did he get it? I think he did on the second effort. First time he might not have gotten it, but his second effort propels Binley for a 1st down and a gain of 3. So move the chains. Simley keeps possession, keeps control of the clock, keeps the lead at 7-0.
Well, the Raiders hadn't stopped initially on initial contact, but one of the Simley linemen kind of came along behind Binley and gave him a bit of a push and helped him out in that second effort. Plus, he did a little bit of a spin and kind of rolled off a couple of our Raiders, and we got enough for that 1st down.
Jake Binley back out with the Simley offense once again. 1st and 10 as he claps out some calls, puts a man in motion, fakes the jet, back to pass. Binley has a man off the fingertips and nearly intercepted. Streeter in the vicinity. Raiders doing a nice job in the secondary. Binley hasn't thrown too much, but the Raiders ready and alert, make a nice play, and Streeter almost had a big Raider turnover.
Yeah, I think we saw some dinosaur arms there. You know, he got real short. I think he heard some footsteps. He heard Pottinger coming, and instead of extending out to pick up the ball, short-armed it, and the ball was tipped, and Streeter almost came up with that interception.
Out of the shotgun, Jake Binley. Handoff goes, nope, he keeps it, runs right. He has a huge hole, and he will run out towards the 30, but I think he's still short of a first down by a half a yard. No, they're going to move the chains. It's a first down. Binley on a QB off tackle and kind of took off.
That really had the Raiders defensive line fooled. They definitely thought the ball was coming in the line, and next thing you know, he came out, great fake, held the ball to his hip, and came out with the ball, and nice job picking up 10 yards.
Binley works out of the shotgun right hash. Call it the Raider 32, and Binley methodically calls out to each side slowly, sets a man in motion, high snap, gives up the middle, nothing. And that will be number 20, Brandon Berkelo. He will gain 0. Nice play, Raider D right in the teeth of the Hastings defense. That's where you can't run the ball on Hastings. No doubt about that.
Guck and Peppel were right there and took him down immediately for no gain. That was a nice job by the Raider D line that time of picking up who had the ball, got the running back before he even got a chance to get ahead of steam.
.908 to go. Clock runs. Binley just slow. Controlling the clock, Jer, in a 7-0 game, no doubt about that. Man in motion. Fake the jet. Binley will run on a QB draw again. Gaping hole. And he will get about 8, maybe 9. Binley just having his way on that quarterback draw, and he just kind of surveys, almost like Colin Cummer would do last year.
Right.
He'd step back, survey, find the little hole between the guard and the tackle, and off he goes.
Well, Stricker was in position to make a tackle, but unfortunately the offensive guard for Simley had him tied up. He just couldn't free his hands to get out there and get a hold of Binley. And Binley recognized that and just kind of slid right behind the back of his offensive guard and made that extra yardage.
Jake Hagman into the game is a running back, tailback now. Binley has 2 receivers left. One near side right tight end on the line as well. Handoff will go up the middle, and that is the aforementioned running back. And then fumbled into the Hastings end zone, but it's going to be down outside, probably about the 4-yard line. But that is a big run by Hagman, the junior. He comes in on a play designed for him, and boy, just gouging the Hastings defense here.
Huge play right up the gut. The line opened up a huge hole for him, and he saw that, recognized it, and hit the second gear, and boom, he took off for that end zone.
It's inside the 10. Call it the 5. Binley out of the gun, pistol. 2 receivers left, one to the right, comes in motion near side. That's Frederick, and a fumbled snap. Binley gets on top of it. Loss of 4 or 5, but this is still points territory for Simley, who actually
looked like wrestling for a second there. Binley had the down position, and Cole was up.
Yeah, and Binley's not used to that, being a big basketball player,
no.
So see if they can rough him up a little bit, maybe. Pistol. Out of the pistol is Binley, man in motion. Frederick, he gets the handoff on the jet sweep, left side. Raiders had him tackled, cuts back into the middle, and then a huge hit just outside the goal line. And I don't think he got in. That was Petrich, I think, that came in and blindsided him as he approached the goal line.
I think as Petrich made the initial contact, he just got spun around, and it wasn't Petrich, but he was definitely in on the initial part of that play.
Could it have been Clemens coming up from the safety spot?
You might be right. It might have been Clemens.
Now he will roll out far side. Binley out of the gun. 3rd down and goal from the 3. Watch a Binley run here. He will take it himself, and there he goes. Up the middle. He's near the goal line, but I don't think he's in. He's down at the 1. 4th down. Oh, my gosh. 4th down. They're going to bring the kicker out. This is a little victory here, Jer. I don't care if they get the 3. That's you don't get in for the touchdown.
No,
You got
you're
to take
right.
something good out of it.
You're right. You make a goal line stand like that. The Raiders have not been able to stiffen up on defense and make a goal line stand. This is, it's a small victory for them, and to get their offense back on the field. Say, come on, guys, it's our job. Now it's your turn to do your job.
5:56 to go, clock running, second quarter. Simley's owned the clock and the time of possession, probably 5-1. Clock is at 5:46. Snap, spot, kicks up. That would have been good from Red Wing. That's gone. On near 61. That's a great kick. 10-0 your score. What does that end up being? That's a 4. How many yards is that, Dick? 20-yard field goal. Good.
Plenty of leg there on that one.
For Lindblom. So 10-0. We'll keep it right here. 5:41 to go, the time of the score. 13 plays, 54 yards, ending in a 20-yard field goal. And that makes it 10-0.
Now that we're in the second quarter and he has to kick into the wind, just hope he keeps out of the end zone. So Piney got a chance to get a return here. Like that first one, he had a nice job with a 30-yard return.
Oh, we need to break one. Last year we thought we were going to get one or two. I'd love to see Piney blaze into open territory.
Yeah.
He reminds me so much of Clay Harris, and we only got to see 1 year of Clay at the varsity level, and if we could have got him for one more year to see what he could have done against kids in this district.
We had some guys that could play right in front of him too, right?
Right.
I mean, goodness sakes. You saw, Mikey Junker, for example, what he did over the years, and now what he's doing up there. He's having a great football season as well.
A lot of kids, folks. We're going to fill you in over the next few weeks on some of them and what they're doing. Kiki Radke scored a couple goals the other night playing against the Korean national team as college hockey about to begin.
She got player of the game, I believe. Was it last night or 2 nights ago?
Number one star.
Yep.
Talked about Mikey Junker also having a great season. A good friend of his, Hannah Norman, also has been playing wonderfully on the soccer field at NDSU. Here's the kick. Piney will take it at the 1. Up right side, he's in trouble. Oh my goodness, and thrown back. Saw that coming a mile away. He had no blocking set up the right side. And Piney is thrown down well before the 20, long field for the Raiders. And you got 5:35, and like we kind of said earlier, not exactly built for the long drives, but we're going to have to get one here in 5:35.
Definitely.
We need points going into halftime, Jerry.
Yeah, and that return there too, we talk about that so many times, slash running and slashing upfield. You've got to get upfield. If you decide to start running, sideways, you're in trouble, especially with no blockers. You've got to slash through the guy coming at you, take an angle on him, and that's unfortunately just didn't happen that time.
So, man in motion, no breakdown on the play. I think that was designed actually. Trey Rogers, QB keeper up the middle, kind of faked the handoff, pivoted back around, and then said, oh wait, I still got the ball, and darted up the middle. Deception, gain of 3.
Well, that coming around the end, it wasn't there. There was a big offensive lineman waiting for him, so he had to kind of turn around, go back up the middle, and he made some yards out of it, so make it positive.
5:11, well, 5:07. Clock just seemingly running faster than we can get plays off, and that's kind of been the theme the last 2 weeks. Rogers under center, wing T formation. Out of the far side. We'll hand off then up the middle. And I think, is that Petrich carrying the pile? Or is it Frias? No, it's actually 33 for the Raiders running the football. Devin Redding with his first carry, the junior, 5'9", 197 on the carry. Also a hockey player.
Kind of been waiting for him to get in the game this season. He's slotted as one of the better running backs on the team, and it's nice to see him get a couple of reps.
Raiders are going to try to find what works. Like we said in the hot day anyway, you're going to be spelling guys, getting other fellas in the game. Redding will be one of those fellas, especially offensively. Man in motion was Pottinger, cuts back into the middle, gets a carry, burls a man over, carries 2 with them. Very near first down yardage, give him a first down and then some. I mean, that was tough running. That's some wrestling type of running there by T.J. Pottinger.
Oh,
physical.
Great. Yeah, very, very physical run there. He just put his head down and just, kind of butted heads with the D back there for the Spartans, and he knocked him back a couple yards and got enough for that first down.
I can't get over Officer Bauer's mustache. That is a thing of beauty.
number 1.
3:58 to go. His name was on the, I think it still is on the leaderboard at the high school, if I'm not mistaken, in track and field. Handoff, oh boy, that was kind of a breakdown, but still Redding pulled him back to the line of scrimmage. Might have even gained a yard there when he could have been trapped back for a loss of 3. So we'll take that. Miscommunication maybe on the snap, just not exactly what the Raiders wanted.
Yeah, that counter just wasn't there, and he gets the ball and goes, uh-oh, there's no hole here. So just turn it up and run into whoever's in the way and see if you can move a pile.
No updates from Prescott yet. We'll probably get those during halftime. Prescott's playing against Osceola. Osceola 5-0, Prescott 4-1. Cards suffered a 49-0 loss last week at New Richmond. Oh my, handoff fumble. And Simley just got the football back. Pottinger fumbled it. Raiders are going to give it up, aren't they?
I don't think he never had the ball. I mean, there was so much penetration
Raiders
by the
kept
Simley
it?
line. Well, they saved it, but
Loss of 2. Raiders did save the football. My goodness.
the exchange was bad there. Rogers turned around, and like I said, the Simley defensive line was already there, and they really kind of muddled up the exchange, and Pottinger never got it.
Timeout on the field. We'll take a quick one as well. 2:55 to go first half, second quarter. 10-0 Simley over Hastings on KDWA and HCTV. Oh. Welcome back, everybody. Raiders on third down, a running play to Petrich. Kind of split the line for a moment and then fumbled the football, but into the awaiting arms of one of his teammates. But it doesn't matter. Raiders got to give the football back and to try to punt it.
Well, nice save by Jacob Piney there. I mean, the ball popped out. Petrich turned around and just whoop, there went the ball. But Jacob Piney was Johnny on the spot in the right position, and he fell on the ball to at least allow the Raiders to get a punt here and get some better, push the field back.
Jerry, we got to make a ton of adjustments at halftime.
Yeah. Well, they threw a couple of nice passes in the first half, did the Raiders, and I think they should go back to some more of that. They had some decent success with that. They threw, one nice ball to Kirchhoff and made a nice play, and then another throw to Pottinger that almost connected. He had 2 men draped all over him, but that's the kind of thing you need to do is keep doing that and open up that inside, because, they see that man moving, going in motion. They go, okay, here comes a counter right up the middle again, and they know exactly what's coming.
Raiders will punt with 2:47 to go first half. 10-0. They trail Simley. Kazmir Zach back near his own 20. Right-footed kick. That's a good one.
Nice one.
It'll be taken at the 35-yard line to the 40. A great tackle by LaFleur. Gain of about 7 on the return. But a nice stop by LaFleur. 1st and 10, Simley. And now they'll have a chance to try to stretch the field a little bit and put some points on the board before halftime. And don't forget, the Raiders have to kick the ball to Simley, too. And that's another bummer, because Simley can maybe freestyle and freewheel a little bit, knowing they're going to get the football with the lead no matter what to start the second half.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier about how Binley is managing the clock excellent. He did an excellent job of that. He just basically sits back here, takes his time. He's got a 10-point lead. He knows it. He can just kind of sit on it and just be nice and comfortable.
Pistol, 2 receivers to each side, running back behind the quarterback, man in motion to the near side. Binley rolls as he passes right. It's going to be caught, gain of 5, out of bounds. Stop the clock. Complete to number 1, Johnson. Evan Johnson, the junior wide receiver. Quick little back. Clock stopped as Johnson got out of play. 2:33 to go, second quarter, first half at McNamara Stadium, Tonfield. Tackle, Cancer, and Parent Snipe, and the Raiders trail 10-0. Back to pass, Binley, and a good one. He's got Johnson, just overthrew him. Almost had him in stride. That would have been a touchdown and a dagger to the heart before halftime.
Yeah, that was a nice chuck by Binley there, but he just playing out, flat out overthrew his man. The man was streaking down the middle there, but they just, they couldn't connect. And Johnson's probably pretty speedy too for the Simley team.
Well, they got athletes all over the place. Like Coach Strain said, year to year they always have 1 or 2, but they have athletes all over the perimeter and guys that are dangerous and can make a play in a split second. Binley getting the play from the line. Motions to each side. The receivers 2 to each side, bringing Johnson in motion to the backfield. Binley looks to pass. Pressure comes. Has that safety valve, and Johnson right will gain 2 more. And he will be pushed out of bounds again. Actually give him maybe a no gain.
Yeah, it's probably a no gain and 4th down, and more importantly, they stopped the clock. That incomplete pass stopped the clock, and all this one running out of bounds stopped the clock as well. So now they got a 4th and 5, and now they have to punt, which gives the Raiders a little bit of, perhaps a little bit of time on the clock here to do something fancy and get down there and punch one in before this half ends.
Even with the lead, don't think Simley won't do something fancy either. They got Binley as their punter, and a bunch of athletes still out there in punt formation.
Raiders have to be heads up. They really had to keep their eyes up and see what's going on and don't get suckered into something stupid.
Well, you can see right now trying to stack it in here. Raiders going to come after them. Let's watch the snap. 4th and 5 from the 47. Low snap. Binley will boot it away with the left foot. Wobbler takes a hop at the 30 to the 25-20. Bounce, 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 bounce near the 20, 19-18. Raiders set up 82-yard field with 2:11 to go first half. 10-0 Simley. See, they don't score. That's good news. Man, oh man, I'd like to see some points.
Yeah, we do need some points here at this point. It would be so huge for morale for the Raiders to go down the field and knock one in, go in the locker room 10-7. If you can go in there with only 3 points down, boy, that'd be a nice pickup for going into the second half.
Kirchhoff had the biggest catch of the season for a Raider receiver of 38 yards in the first quarter that set up a short field the rest of the way. Raiders could not capitalize. That has been the Achilles heel all year. You can move it between the 20s but can't punch it in, and that was the case there. Raiders will work out of the shotgun here. Stationed at their own 15, 85 yards to go. Rodgers the pass, rolling right, and that's interference you'd think, but maybe an uncatchable ball as well. And that will be incomplete. Raiders trying for a pass far side to the aforementioned Kirchhoff.
Yeah, with Rodgers' play there too, he was rolling to his right, and trying to make a throw on the run is a difficult job for a high school quarterback,
This is going to be an illegal, was it illegal formation, guys? Illegal motion? Manny? Yeah. Yeah, it was an illegal, it was this. Is an illegal shift on the defense? How does that work? I don't know if maybe someone was lined up in the neutral zone. That would be offsides, though. So I don't know what it was a 15-yard penalty. It must have been unsportsmanlike conduct after the play. Yep, that's the 15 yards. Good deal. Raiders get a first down by penalty. We'll take it any way we can get it. And there's a pass near side. Kirchhoff caught. Gain of 4. Little slant. Kind of a stop route there that, again, Kirchhoff knew right where to go. And, Trey's thrown the ball pretty darn well here so far.
Yeah, he has.
Pretty close on each of the throws.
Considering how little throwing he's done all season long, he's thrown some good passes, and that's the kind of passes we need, just the 5-yard pickups.
1:38 to go, clock will run. Raiders send 2 receivers right. Rodgers to pass, has his man, caught, first down. Move the chains, Raider fans loved it. Kirchhoff with the catch, and he does move the chains as we approach midfield. I like this little guy. He came into the coaches show last week, sophomore, originally from Dassel, Cokato. Dad relocated for work. Is a pastor here in the Hastings community. 1:24 to go. Clock runs. Again out of the shotgun. Rodgers back to pass. Has that quick slant again. Kirchhoff caught. He's got 5 or 6 catches now, doesn't he? Not for many yards, if you will. We're going to keep it right here because we're encroaching on halftime. 1:13 to go. We don't want to miss a play, whether you're with the radio broadcast or on Facebook Live.
I think the Raiders must have been listening to you, too, because remember last week we talked about the frustration of having the quarterback go to the sideline every time and how much time was wasted between plays where the clock was just ticking. Our guys weren't ready. You saw the last couple of plays where they went to the wristbands. Rodgers did not go over to the sidelines. He was right there in the huddle and moved the play along, and that's what the Raiders need.
Got to keep moving. Get
Momentum.
a pace. Yeah, you need a pace.
Yes.
Momentum's a good word. Momentum really could be created by a score, which would be wonderful. Raiders have 1:13 to go here in the first half, and now showing some semblances of a passing game as well, making Simley have to stay semi-honest. And in a situation like this, even though they probably expect pass, the Raiders might soften up the line here to spring a guy like a Corbin LaFleur or a Trey Petrich. 2nd and 7. Ball spotted at their own 44. Rogers saw something, points it out on the blitz. Back to pass, picked up nicely. Throws it up off his back foot, though, to Kirchhoff. Not a very good pass. Again, not a high percentage pass. You're throwing off your body like that, kind of off your back foot as your front foot, just no follow through.
No.
And tried for Kirchhoff. Good idea, but we got to set the feet and toss that one with a little authority and some steam on it, not a little air on it.
Well, and you look at, as an example, comparing to like last week's Parks pass or Glazier, man, he
Right.
had his feet set and he was throwing lasers. It was amazing.
That lefty was up for, like we thought, many numerous Athlete of the Week nods. Back to pass again, right side. Good catch, Pottinger. That should be a first down. Tremendous throw from Trey Rogers, but a better catch from TJ Pottinger. A minute to go, minute 4. That's a heck of a catch, but a great throw. No, that's the only person that was going to catch that ball is TJ Pottinger.
Pottinger went up for it. He stretched out, got the full extension with his arms, and made sure that the ball hit him in the hands.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Kirchhoff split out wide to the left. Strong side of the field, back to pass. Oh my, fumbled the football in his passing motion. Simley gets it back with 55 seconds to go.
Unfortunately, what happened right there is he was looking pass all the way, and he blindside came across, and they tomahawked his passing arm, knocked the ball right down. Just as he was ready to come forward with his passing motion, he got tomahawked. Number 32 looks like was the player on defense, Max Lawrence, that made that tomahawk on him.
Simley has a chance at points.
He had 50 seconds left and see if they can, move that ball down. I don't know.
Oh boy, somebody wanted the football. We switch out the ball, send the other one to the Hastings sideline. 50 seconds left, plenty of time for Simley to get something. Oh, disheartening, going from thinking we might have something to Simley having a crack at getting those points before halftime that we thought they might not get. Another big turnover. Snap to Binley, back to pass. He's got a screen wide open, lot of field too, Johnson. Right side, pushed out of bounds, gain of 4. Frias there.
Alex O'Connor also in on the play.
Gain of 3, says Dick Craig officially. 42 seconds left at a 10-0 Simley lead. Second quarter, first half from McNamara Stadium at Todd Field. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right, 1 in motion. And back to pass is Binley rolling to his off foot. He's going to run. This is a run play designed the whole way. Binley will get out of bounds. I don't think he got the first down. Play 3rd and 2, or maybe a yard. That's it.
Yeah, you're right. That was designed all the way. He was pointing downfield, trying to get the defense to bite about a long throw when he was planning on running all along. And he had plenty of field over there on that side to run too. So good play by Simley, actually.
2 receivers, short side left. 2 to the right as well. Pass right, caught, first down. Number 14 for Simley, his first catch, Milton Carnes. And that'll move the chains. Simley going to hurry. Binley says hurry. We want to spike it. 29 seconds left. And the clock will wind. And he spikes it. 72nd down. Simley gets some time. Like we said, they have a kicking game, folks. So even from back here, I mean, just like last week with Moreland banging a 42-yarder, this could be another chance for Lindblom, who already has a 20-yarder, but we know he can boink him from just about anywhere. Just like the fellow we saw last week in Moreland. And that kick last week from Moreland, that was a big turning point. It kind of buried the Raiders.
It was huge, yes.
2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Frederick in motion, back to pass. It's Binley, flushed out left side off his body. He's in deep trouble. Petrich in his face, and then Binley throws with his left hand like Garo Yepremian back in the 70s, and he's lucky that thing didn't get picked off.
He really is. I don't know if he looked almost like he was out of bounds before he threw that ball. But
what was that?
Well, they tried the same play they did, previously, where it's, fake him up, but the Raiders weren't biting on that one. And just switch hands, and he would have been better off just throwing it out of bounds with his normal hand because he's already outside the tackle box, and there's somebody over somewhere in the vicinity.
It looked like a left-handed layup he'd put up against Fike's team in the wintertime. Okay, here we go. So call it 3rd and 10. 14 seconds left. Binley, a couple claps at the line. 3 receivers left, 1 in motion to the near side. Frederick again sets up 2 receivers with a man in motion, throws it deep on a fade into the back of the end zone. Nice effort there. Great effort by T.J. Pottinger, one-on-one defensively, and he went up and he outjumped Milton Carnes, the junior wide receiver and D-back. That's a nice play by a senior leader for the Raiders, setting up what could be a field goal try from deep.
What was nice about that was that Bazowski and Pottinger were back in position. They had inside ball position. They timed their jump just right, and Pottinger got just enough extension on there to get a hand on it and knock it away from the Simley receiver.
37-yard field goal attempt for the right-footed booter, Logan Lindblom. Those orange shoes, you know he's a soccer player. Snap, good. Spot, good by Bentley. That's blocked. Raiders blocked it. All right, there we go. Raiders special teams with a little bit of something going into the break now. They're going to have to do a play here with 1 second left, but baby steps, Jared?
That's right. Yeah, defense made a stop there, and that's huge. I mean, any kind of momentum you can get. You know, they're going to take a knee on this one. You know they are. But it'd be fun to just chuck it. I mean, what the heck, you know? You got nothing to lose. Chuck it.
Who's we throwing a post route here? Well, you got Levi. I mean, he can out-jump anybody. The 6'4".
He can.
His brother.
I still like to see you throw to Kirchhoff, though. He's got a little bit more fleet of foot than Levi does.
Colby threw 3 touchdowns in the B-squad game today,
my goodness,
too.
wow.
2 of which to Danny Brown. There we go. Knee. That's it. 10-0 at halftime. We'll break and come back with more in just a few moments. You folks that are watching on Facebook Live, we'll have a little update for you guys as well. But in a moment, we'll also have Ted Craig and his statistics for you. You'll hear those at halftime and in our post-game show as well. Raider Band's also going to come out and play for you folks. We'll take a break. Come back with more in a moment. Halftime at McNamara Stadium at Todd Field on a balmy Friday. It's 10-0 Spartans at the break on KDWA. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're live on KDWA Radio, AM 1460 and 97.7 FM. Nick Tuckner, Jerry Rupp, also joined by a host of many that are listening in or watching along on the Facebook Live deal that HCTV has partnered together with us to bring you fans. Waiting for kickoff. Raiders will boot it away, and it will be Lewanski. We haven't said his name much tonight. And a nice little kind of a squibber, took a high hop. Simley will get a decent return here, too. Out across the 30 to the 33 right hash. Look, for a second I thought that was Bentley, too, but it was 7 Alex Frederick. And that's where Simley will set up. 11:54 to go. We start the second half, third quarter. At McNamara Stadium at Todd Field. Quick update from across the river. Prescott trailing 17-7 at halftime against Osceola. Matt Liefeld over there in Prescott will have that game replayed for you folks on KDWA's Prescott Sports Saturday tomorrow after the Prescott Coaches Show at 12:35. Hastings Coaches Show tomorrow morning, Saturday morning. Perkins 9:05. Coach Strain will join us per usual with a couple players. First play from scrimmage of the second half. Stricker shows blitz, now backs off. Bentley puts a man in motion. Johnson to the backfield, and a kind of a cross-up on the handoff. Bentley actually took a funny spill, and he's slow to get up. He got the knee kind of clipped out from under him, and he's trying to shake that off as the give was to Hagman. He had a nice run in the first half, and that will go nowhere. So we'll get an official 0-yard gain. 2nd and 10. I'm sorry, Jared. We had to turn that down because we had some things being said out front there during halftime that we didn't want anybody to listen to.
Yeah, it's got to be a family-friendly show here,
right?
Right.
You
got it.
Here we go. Bentley out of the gun again. 2nd down and 10. Sets a man in motion. Frederick to the backfield behind the tailback, and he gets the option pitch right side, but ran into a host of Raiders. Nice job there, far side. Coming up off the bottom of the pile, it looks like big number 58, Godswill Peppel, and Clemens also came in from the safety spot. Only a gain of 2, 3rd down and about 8.
Peppel's trying to make his presence known again. He kind of disappeared for a couple of games, but now he's back in the thick of things, and he's really making some plays tonight.
10:50 to play here in the third quarter. From time to time, still seeing a little baby powder cloud being lifted into the air. 10-0 Simley, and they're going to work the clock this whole half while they have the lead. Finley passes right. Speaking of working the clock, I guess not, as they go right back into pass mode and very close to a first down. It is. Move the chains, gain of 9, first down. Raiders needed to hold them to about 7, but 2 extra yards, enough for the first down. And every time the Simley Spartans move the chains, it's going to be less of an opportunity for the Raiders to come back in the second half.
I think you're right with working the clock, but they knew exactly where they had to go for the stick to get the first down, and, of course, that's where you make the throw, where no one else can get it but your receiver.
10:28 to go, third quarter, 10-0 Simley. It has not been the most exciting football game on either side, as this time Bentley trapped from behind.
And
Jack Tuzna, what a great play, as he will send the quarterback Bentley back. He didn't know what to do when he saw 61 in his face. Loss of about 10 yards.
That's the Tuesday that we all know and love. We saw him shoot a gap there, just basically whipped his man and got through quickly, and Bentley did not know what to do. He's like, uh-oh, I see a big number 61. I'm going to be going down.
Officially a 7-yard loss as Manny Hill over the PA. You know, as the sun went down tonight, the fans increased. You know, it was kind of hot to start things. People were late arriving. Okay crowd here on a hot Friday night. Man rolling to the backfield, handoff again. Bentley still has it. Pitches out Johnson. He's got some room. And across midfield he goes, but he's tackled before the first down marker. So he's going to be about a yard short, 3rd and 1. As Johnson got a bulldog there by one of the Raider defenders far side. It might have been O'Connor, actually.
I think you're right. Alex O'Connor was in on that stop. He basically just stood him right up. You know, those you played, in practice, form tackling, pick a guy up in your shoulder pad and just carry him for about 3 or 4 yards. Well, he just stood him up, got him off his feet, and then laid him back down on his back.
Ball at midfield, 3rd down and 3. Bentley has 2 receivers, right, 2 left. Fake the handoff to Frederick, and there goes Bentley trying to plow into the pile. He has enough for a first down. And Simley continues to milk the clock, getting 5-6 yards a crack, and that's plenty to continue to move the chains and play the style of game that Coach King isn't afraid to win.
Definitely, they have the ball and the score in their favor. They can just kind of sit back here, just kind of plunk it away 3-4 yards at a time and eat that clock up.
Bentley again, right hash out of the gun, pistol formation, two receivers to each side. Frederick joins the party in the backfield. Bentley keeps, option pitch, somehow still gets it over to Frederick, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, taken down by TJ Poncher. Giant gain of 30, and a first down, and the Raiders are getting daggered here.
Oh, Tuzno was so close to get that play. He was right on Bentley, but he pitched it just at the right minute, and Simley, to their credit, the receivers blocked out their men and gave their running back plenty of room to run down the field.
Running option out of a spread is so goofy, but it works to perfection when you run it right like Simley did there in that play.
And you have speed.
A lot of it. 8:22 to go. Bentley fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Leg tackle and a beauty as O'Connor comes over in the backfield to make the stop. And that's a loss of maybe a yard or 2. We'll call it 2nd down and 12.
That's the kind of play we need more of from the Raiders. Get some, stops for negative yardage.
8 minutes to go in the third quarter of play. 10-0 Simley. Like we said, not the most pretty football game. Bentley will keep option runs, then back up off tackle, and he will bang into half the Raider team and gain close to 7 yards. Ponger had the tackle.
Petrich's initial contact right there, but Bentley was able to spin around and again got some help from the offensive guard to push him another 5 yards.
Clock runs. 7:25 to go. Third quarter, 10-0 Simley, but they're just toying with Hastings here inside the red zone. Johnson motions to the backfield. Bentley has it. He's in trouble, and he gets triple teamed and sacked. Joey Stricker, Petrich, pulling his man up off the bottom. Tuzzi and O'Connor. I mean, that was a gang tackle at its best. That was a heck of a play.
That was very nice, yep. Once again, Bentley didn't know where to go on that one. He turned around and went, uh-oh, I see 3 blue jerseys. I think I'll just eat this ball and sit down, and they can get a field goal out of this whole thing.
Block and run it back.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Block and take it to the house. We need some excitement. We need a reason to get everybody off their backsides, far side of the field. How many? 33, right-footed boot. Uh-oh. Is that in? No, he missed left. Wide left. Raiders get the football.
How about that?
Missed field goals.
Dodged a bullet on that one.
But, Jerry,
Yeah.
we got to do something with
Yeah.
it. You can be as happy as you want with a blocked field goal and a miss, but now let's do something with what they give us.
I tell you what, coaching staff over there, Adam Welch is pretty happy right now. His defense made a stand. Coach Cook is going, okay, boys, you need to do something here. Let's get this ball moving. It's still only a 10-0 ball game. If you think about it, it is a ball game. Although Simley has just dominated on the statistics, we're not really that far out of the game.
No,
but
that's the thing.
We need to finish.
Just score.
Yeah,
Just
score.
score.
That is exactly right. And every time Simley holds, they just get that much more confident in their abilities to keep the Raiders out of the end zone. We did see some fun passing stuff right before half, the Raiders, until they got, that tomahawk strip, fumble there. But more of that. We need more of that. Get some things going here so it opens up that run some more.
Rogers, wing tee. Back right behind him, man in motion, Pottinger, handoff to Petrich, hits the line, bounces off, gets right. On a north and south again, he'll gain maybe 2.
Good solid run. He took 5 white jerseys with him.
Yeah, gain of 3, says Dickey. Working right hash, Raiders down 10-0. It sounds like when I say 10-0 that it's been a close game, but let's be honest, fans, neither team has gained much of any yards at all. Simley got an early touchdown, got a field goal, some short fields, and Hastings, one play could turn this game around, and they've been pretty flat for the first 2.5 quarters. Here's a handoff up the middle, TJ off of the backside of Guck, and then get some push. Boy, if we could get Drake Guck pushing the pile like that, we're going to get 5-6 yards a carry.
Exactly. And that's the kind of play we need again. In the first 2 plays, we've gotten basically 4 yards and 5 yards. So here we are, 3rd and 1. Good position for the Raiders just to convert, keep the ball in their own hands, and just move right down the field.
Jacob Kaiser also out there, number 72, 6'1", 204 senior. .29, Dickey. From the 29. That makes more sense. There we go. I was like, number 29. Who's that? Handoff up the middle. That's TJ. Got through the line. That's a first down and then some. Gain of 8. Nice run up the middle. And again, credit the guys in the interior again.
Exactly. I think I kind of fooled TJ. He thought he was going to get hit and just basically get a 1-yard gain, and the sea kind of parted for him, and he kind of was falling forward expecting to get hit, and he didn't get hit, and he kind of lost his own footing, dropping forward. But nice run by him anyway. And like you said, credit the offensive line for opening up a huge hole for him.
They put nearly 300-pound Brad Doman on the line there to plug that hole, and TJ said, I don't care how big you are, I'm going to run right past you.
Yep.
4:51 to go, first down Raiders. Haven't said that much tonight. Handoff this time. LaFleur will take it out right side. And again, that's about all he gets. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. A lot of north and south, not a lot of east and west. We got to get things moving for positive yardage. And right there on first down, like we said, Jer, we need 4 or 5 on first down to set it up a little bit more to what Coach Cook has in his playbook.
Hey, I'm going to take you back a little bit here now. So for some of you old Raiders, hockey man here, right? I saw that name, Brad Doman.
Right.
There was a guy from Hastings, had the perfect hockey hair. He was amazing, Brad Doman.
I must have missed that one.
Oh, that was back in the 70s, man. That's a long time ago.
A lot of guys back in the 70s had good hair. I think even Coach Russ Welch had good hair back then. Here's a handoff. That'll be Pottinger hitting the line, and then his helmet came off, so he's going to come out of the game here and fix that. It's going to be 3rd and extremely long.
In fact, I believe Brad Doman also went on to the University of Minnesota and played.
Oh, really?
Late 70s, yep.
That's
or mid-late 70s.
Interesting tidbit.
There you go. There's 30 seconds of your life to never get back.
Well, speaking of Coach Welch, and I mentioned him, he's going into the Minnesota Hockey Coaches Association Hall of Fame this Saturday at the River Center, and we did a fun interview with him. That's going to be part of our weekend review tonight, too. And another special congratulations goes out to Russ and his family. So many years of serving both the Hastings and South St. Paul communities, and none better and well-deserved. And have fun tomorrow night, Coach. I know it will be a blast. 3:38 to go here, third quarter, 10-0. Simley leading Hastings, man in motion, Frias. He will get the carry. Get out left side, get some edge too. Gets to the 40, near the 45, hit out of bounds. Yeah! Have that flag for 15. Come on, Simley boys. You got the 10-0 lead. No need for that stuff. But the Raiders will take some of that momentum and hopefully get across midfield with that, Jer.
We'll take that. Yeah, it was a nice run by Frias. It was a quick handoff there. You know, the Simley defense was expecting that, fake handoff and encounter into the line. They gave the quick handoff to Frias. He got the corner there and made some nice yardage. And as he was finished, he basically was defenseless on the sideline, and he got popped right in the front numbers by a Simley player. Again, Simley is kind of feeling their steam a little bit, and they're thinking, hey, we're going to try to intimidate now. We're ahead. You can't do that and get away with it right in front of the official. That's a nice penalty pickup for the Raiders.
Coach King letting Iadeo know about it, too, as the sophomore comes off the field, replaced by number 17 for Simley. That's Josh Johnson, a junior linebacker. You're not very happy about the penalty, Coach King. 1st and 10 for the Raiders. Left hash, 44-yard line, the spot of the snap here. And there's LaFleur bounced off a man, and he'll fall ahead for 3.5, which is much better than the 1.5 we were getting per carry in the first half. So that's nice. Get about 3.5. We're getting closer to that 4.5 yard mark. 3:09 to go, third quarter. That clock, every time I look at it, Jared, it seems like 6 minutes has come off the thing. Things are running so fast tonight.
Well, that's just it. When you have a running offense and you keep that ball or the clock moving, it does go quickly.
Speaking of two running offenses, Osceola at the half leading Prescott 17-7 for those of you folks on the other side listening. Wing T, Raiders send a man in motion. It was Pottinger now looking to pass. Rogers puts it up. Knew he was going to get hit. Has Zach, and he just had it go through his hands.
Yeah, it was there. Yep.
Right pass at the right time to the right guy.
Levi was open. He just couldn't quite pull down the ball. And he knew it, too. He was pretty upset with himself that he just missed that. It went right through his fingers. And I tell you what, folks, when you see passing out there and you see guys receiving, it's a whole different deal receiving the ball when you're wearing shoulder pads. It really changes how you catch that ball. You see it all the time with kids that drop balls that they would normally catch.
Face masks, all that stuff, too. 10-0 your score, but Levi'd look at me and say, Tuck, no excuses. He'd be the first to say it. Handoff up the middle and cutting back right. TJ maybe got back to the line. 4th down. Low percentage run on 3rd down sets up a 4th and 5, and the punting unit's coming out, and it just.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's tough because you're just not seeing a whole lot of imagination with a variety of plays. That was a nice play to Levi. Unfortunately, he didn't make that catch, but go right back in the middle of the line again. 3rd down and long.
It wouldn't shock me to see us try to fake something here. Kazmierzak, also a quarterback, doesn't this time. Angling kick left. That'll be out at about the 15 maybe. That's a decent punt by Hunter Kazmierzak. Sets up some field position. Turn the field a little bit, but now Bentley's going to have a whole bunch of field with a whole bunch of clock, and this is the type of offense that can eat the whole rest of the 14:01 that we have left to play in this whole game on one drive.
You're right. Now the defense has to come in and do their job and make a 3-and-out stop. Get that ball back for the Raiders. They started moving the ball a little bit, but then they kind of stalled there on a couple of their plays, and they had to, unfortunately, punt. So the Raiders can make a 3-and-out stop here, get the ball back, the offense, and again, we're still that close. 10-0. It's such a close game, as far as the score goes.
Force a fumble. Got to get something to turn. Nobody's been able to roar that far side of the field. Let's get the fans into a big play here defensively. Bentley will take off option. He will run up the middle, and he will carry half the Raider team for almost 10 yards.
That's a kind of a rare example for the Raiders of not doing the proper tackling technique. They were tackling up with the shoulder pads, and Bentley was able to keep his feet moving, and you can't bring a guy down when you're grabbing from the pads.
Simley came in with a mentality that they're going to play a slow, boring, methodical football game, and boy, are they doing it.
Game plan's working to a T so far for them.
Well, yeah, they're putting me to sleep. Out of the shotgun, Bentley. Man in motion to the backfield from the wide receiver position is Johnson, who gets the handoff. Little scat bat, kind of a juke play there off the right side. Stepped across a couple men, ends up getting 5. Bentley is slow to get up again. He is down. He's banged that knee a couple times, and now he is kicking the turf here. And Jake Bentley is down. Quarterback Jake Bentley down on the ground. And Johnson's limping off too. He's hopping and skipping off here.
Yeah, there's a couple hard hits there on Johnson. He was spinning and twisting and turning and juking and jiving, and he got popped pretty good.
I think 11 is Wyatt Rogers. You remember him from baseball. I wonder if he will come in then. It looks like a timeout will be on the field. Is this an official timeout here, guys, or is this a... We're going to keep it here. I don't know how long of a break we will get, fans, so we will keep it here for the meantime.
Right now, Binley is not moving real well. He's got one of the coaches has got him under the underneath the shoulder pads are on the arm and kind of helping him to the side. It doesn't look real good for him right now. He's definitely coming off the field and he's in some distress.
Walker Rogers will come in as quarterback, and I hate seeing kids go down.
Yeah. But
you have to now smell blood in the water if you're a Raider fan and player. Come after him.
This is the time. Go after that new quarterback. Baptism under fire right here.
Walker Rogers will hand off on the jet near. Nice job by the Raider D. That got him. He's down. Clemens, a great play defensively. That will be a minimal gain, if anything at all. Third down, and you almost knew it was going to be a run play no matter what with a new QB in the whole bit.
Oh, exactly. The quarterback's just going to get that ball out to the running back's hands, let them take care of it. Nice job by Clemens slicing across, taking a good angle on it, and making an open field tackle and getting the running back to touch a knee down.
With that number 11, the quarterback Rogers, very similar to like a Dustin Vogelgesang back in the day, and he will look to run that option. Pitches out right side, and there'll be probably a late hit on the quarterback or a hold, one of the two. I don't know if we got a late hit Toozy or if that's a hold. It's a hold. So Toozy would have had a sack on Rogers. So there we go. Hey, we're getting some good things here. This could be declined too, right? See what they do here with this.
Maybe a 4th and 2 if they declined it.
Well, with a new quarterback, you really going to run something on 4th and 2? No, they're going to back him up. Well, it's from the spot, right? Well, yeah, so maybe you do want to back him up.
Yeah.
Okay. With a new QB?
10 from the spot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Holding for sure. Toozy would have killed him. I mean, that would have been a hit to remember. I'm not kidding. I mean, oh, my goodness. That would have been one that many of us would remember for a long time.
He had some wide eyes on that one, I'm sure.
And Rogers did get it away just in time, but you just wonder if Toozy then did not get holded Friday night English.
That's that beautiful Hastings English department. Just kidding.
Oh, hey, don't go there.
Top notch.
No, especially Mr. Larson. Come on now.
Yes.
29 seconds left, third quarter. Rogers now will work out of the shotgun. New quarterback is Binley out with looks to be a leg injury of some sort. Now they're going to stack the line here, move them over a little bit. Raiders have 3 down linemen. Man in motion to the far side right, and it looked like the Raiders had him caught, and instead they'll let him get out. Fumble ball! Raiders got it along the far sideline. I'm not going to see who got it until we see the pile come out. 27 is Pottinger. Is that what turns the tide, Jerry, please?
That is what the Raiders needed. First of all, Toozy almost got him in the backfield. He just missed, and they squashed it over to the far sideline from us. Knocked that ball loose. Pottinger comes up with the strip. That's awesome.
Forced fumble. Pottinger recovers.
Now they've got to be some momentum on that offensive side. They've got to be feeling good. Let's go punch this thing in and make this a ball game.
8 seconds to go, third quarter. We're at the 24-yard line of Simley. Here we go. 8 seconds left, third quarter. If we can get something to get in here, man, oh boy, we're going to have a game. Rogers under center. We got 2 Rogers playing quarterback now. Handoff up the middle. Left side, then kind of skittering through for 3 is TJ, and that'll do it. Through 3, 10-0 Simley. Raiders in the red zone, or close to it when we come back. Oh, can we score? We'll find out in just a moment on KDWA and HCTV. Welcome back on KDWA and HCTV. Nick Tucker back with Jerry Rump, Raiders of the football. Second down. It's second down, fans. Second, according to the scoreboard, it says first down. Frias handoff up the middle, nothing. Third down and 7, and that's, come on, let's go.
Got a man down.
Oh, now we got a Raider down. And it's Frias, who might have gotten his ankle stepped on there. And we'll take a quick break as Frias will have to come off the field. We'll be right back. 10-0 Simley, fourth quarter on KDWA. Oh, yeah, Joe's in Prescott this week. I forgot that. Yep. There we go. Sorry, Maddie. I know you're out there listening. 11:26 to go. Under center, Trey Rogers. And here is the handoff. It's going to be to Pottinger. Cuts back into the middle, spins away from a tackle, And on a 3rd down and 8 run, it's going to be very close. And I think still 4th down is upcoming, and this is the play of the game for Hastings with 11 minutes to go.
4th and a yard, definitely. Joey Stricker was in on that play to provide some blocking assistance there, and he did a nice job of pushing some guys out of the way, and Podger fall right in behind him for a nice gain on that one. But here we go, 4th and 1. This is a huge play.
You have an athletic line, you got to push him. 4th and 2 officially, about 1.5. Rogers under center, and he will run off tackle. He got it. Actually, more between the guard and center. I'm sorry, more A-gap stuff. But that's a 1st down, and that's a cold-blooded 1st down, and that will move us inside the red zone. Jerry Rupp, can this be the drive that we score?
Oh, man, they're smelling it now. They are 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. Here we go.
And you want to score quick. I mean, let's be honest. Rogers is in the game at quarterback. There's no more Jake Binley tonight. He is hurt. He has a leg injury, and I don't think he's coming back.
Clock is ticking. We got to punch it in now.
Get in, put some pressure on, and let your defense set you up to win this game. Rogers hands off. Pottinger hits the line, spins, carries a couple guys for 2 or 3 tough yards. Gets down to maybe the 5. 10-10, come on, tick, clock running. 10-0, I know, but still 2-possession game. And Simley hasn't given the Raiders much time of possession tonight.
No, you need to take advantage of it right here. Punch it in. This is the best field position they've had all evening. Punch this in, make it 10-7. Make it a ball game, boys.
9:49 to go. Called the ball to 7. Here is Rogers. He's going to run a bootleg. He's got room to the 5, to the line. Touchdown, Raiders.
Beautiful play by the Raiders there. Great misdirection. Everybody was thinking left side to the short side of the field. He just faked the handoff, turned around. Simley lost the ball. He turned and took off for that goal line. Great play by Rogers.
7-yard touchdown run for the senior quarterback. Look at Simley, guys on the sideline. Johnson kind of pounded himself on the head. I mean, they're getting a little frustrated here. Let's take advantage.
Well, this could change momentum right now. You see all the Raiders over there. The students are over there jumping up and down, and they're all white. They're all excited for this. Here comes our place kicker going to push this thing in.
Josh Lewanski comes in. He had a hat trick the other night on the soccer field, pounding Tartan 6-2. Let's pound one through here. Good snap, please. Good. Snap, good. Spot, good. Yeah, I kick it to Rosemount. It's good. 10-7. Raiders within 3. We'll be right back on KDWA and HCTV. 10-7. Raiders strike back their first score of the game is a Trey Rogers 7-yard run. I don't want to call it a naked bootleg because, I mean, it was kind of, but, but the way he sold it, it was almost like, if nobody else had it, you still knew Trey was going to run the football that way, and nobody was even in position. It was just a fantastic play.
Great play call because you had the short side of the field over here, and they made the motion go towards that short side, so Simley was all crashing down that way. And like I said, he tucked it on his hip, turned around, spin move.
Half our line was pulling to the opposite direction.
Exactly.
It was fantastic.
Everybody was suckered in that way.
Such a great effort by all the fellas out on the field. All 11 made that play happen. 9:38 to go in regulation. 10-7. Raiders down by 3. Here's a little squib kick by Lewanski. That's pretty. We'll take that. At about the 20. Coming near side, Johnson 30. 35. Someone hit him. Take him down at the 37. And that's where Walker Rogers will come back into the game, playing quarterback for Simley. Jake Binley was lost on the last drive with a leg injury and has not returned. And with Binley out, Simley didn't have much push offensively. The Raiders got the football back, marched down the field, 7 plays, 77 yards, according to Mr. Dick Craig. You'll have all of your stats in the postgame.
Nick, can you call it exactly? It's smelling blood in the water.
Have to.
Here it is.
Something's got to give you momentum. And I hate it when kids get hurt. I hate it. I don't care what team it is. But you got to realize that you got to swarm. You have a chance. Rogers hands off. Frederick end around left. Raiders stack it up beautifully. Great defensive play by Hastings. Started by Alex Foster. Finished off by a host of a couple of others. And a nice play there. Look at Drake Guck came in there too.
Nate Clemens also making sure there was no positive yards out of that. And that's what you need right there. Second and negative. So now you have 2nd and 12. This is great. Good job, Raiders.
turn the momentum. You can kind of feel it now. 10-7. Raiders down only 3, and they got a booter now that can give us those 3 if we need it. Rogers in trouble. Option pitch out left side. Johnson has some room, and then knocked down, thrown down. It's Corbin LaFleur. Another tackle for loss, and this is the Raider D we saw week 1.
No doubt about that. And if you have a guy in the out there in the open to make a tackle, that's the guy you want to have, LaFleur. He is sure-handed. He makes that tackle, wraps the guy up, doesn't give a chance to break free.
Get in there and blast Rogers right now.
Oh, this is huge right here. This
Come
is
in
huge
and
play.
hit him. You got to make him feel this on 3rd down. Be a Simon Sure in the defensive backfield.
Do your job. Stay with your
But
man.
Get somebody in there. Toozy somebody. 3rd and 13. Snap out of the gun. Pistol formation. Kind of a weird end around on the jet left side. He's going to get maybe close to it. Nope, not a first down. It's going to be short by 2 yards to the 45, 46 maybe. There is a penalty on the play as well. That is back. Where is it, Dickie? Far side of the field. Simley thinks it's against Hastings, actually.
Nope, he's showing a hold.
And it's going to be a hold, says Jerry Rupp.
Side judge is pointing hold to Simley.
And the Spartans, and Rogers just hangs his head and starts walking backwards. Raiders applauding. That's going to make it 3rd and what? A long ways.
Oh, my mistake, blocking the back.
That's that 15.
Looks like it, yep.
So mark off half a walk to Spring Lake Park. And let's do it again. Don't forget about the Green Mill Wing Special later tonight and really all night. Let them know you heard the special on the radio station. $1 wings all night long, the rest of the way. We'll have the Green Mill player of the game right after this broadcast, too. 10-7. Raiders lead, trail Simley. 7:53 to go in regulation. Second string quarterback is Rogers. He sets up a screen, instead goes left, and that's going to be incomplete. Raiders almost forced interception, as that was none other than our quarterback, Trey Rogers, who makes the play, forcing 4th down, plenty of clock with the football possibly. Jerry, our team is coming to life.
I tell you what, and he's lucky the receiver dropped the ball because Godswell Peppel picked the thing up. If it would have been a catch and a fumble, he was looking at the goal line there. He was sniffing that one, but fortunately for Simley, that was an incomplete pass.
Force 4th down. Without Binley punting, they have a new punter as well. And I got to get that guy, Dick Craig. I don't know who their new punter is. 14 is the new punter, Milton Carnes. Snap to Carnes, right-footed kicker. Oh, boy, that's a line drive. Piney's got to be driven back. That takes a huge Simley bounce. 30, 25, 23. That's going to be down. Got to give Carnes a little bit of credit. And that's a heck of a punt right when Simley needed it most.
It's an interesting punt there, too. You know, you look at it from the standpoint that a lot of times with punting, you want to see hang time so your guys can get down and cover. But a punt like that, when you have Piney that's maybe in, maybe just a little too close, it was basically like a line drive shot could come off his foot and just kind of spiraled out there, went over Piney's head, and he just had to get away and be safe. And then, of course, on top of that, it takes a Simley bounce. So that was a heck of a punt there by their player.
7:36 to go in regulation. The Raiders are trailing 10-7, coming off a 7-play, 77-yard drive moments ago for their first score of the game. Handoff. Ponger got through the first line of defense and close to the defensive secondary, and that'll be a gain of 5 or 6 for T.J. Ponger.
Nice pickup right there. And the Raiders now are starting to assert themselves on the offensive line, starting to make some holes there. You're pushing that ball, getting some good yards on first down, even second down. This is what we want to see.
7:10 to go. Fourth quarter, 10-7 Simley. Raiders, do I dare say, have some momentum. Into the backfield, LaFleur will take it, slither through the first tackler, and he will gain near first down yardage, probably a little bit short maybe, but on second down, a nice 4 or so yard gain.
Levi Zach was hoping for a penalty there, a little after the play, a little extracurricular, but looks like just good, clean football. They played the whistle, and Simley kind of took him down on that one. But great job by, again, moving the sticks.
First down. Raiders now kind of slow and methodical to the line as well. You don't want to give Simley the chance, even if you score here, especially if it's only for a tie. Pitch out to Petrich, finds a little hole. Oh, he had one step, and he might have been in the clear.
Oh, yeah.
Gets tripped up at the last moment. A nice tackle there by number 5, Mitch Cheetah.
Toozy was on top of him, and Cheetah just was able to get a hand out and trip up Petrich. But that would, like you said, that could have gone for a lot of yards if he wouldn't have got that hand tackle.
Trey busted one for 69 yards in week 1 here. If we could get him into space right now, you're going to hear this place go mental. Handoff up the middle. LaFleur hits the line, falls forward though, and will gain about 3 more.
He got a little help from the Simley defense. He was stood up, and another defensive player from Simley came in and hit him from behind and knocked him forward for another 3 yards. We'll take a 1st and 5, or actually, excuse me, on 2nd down, 5-yard play there.
And here now it's 3rd and 5. All right. 37-yard line. 3rd down and 6 officially. Big play for Hastings. Man in motion, LaFleur back to pass Rogers. Pressure coming, the throw on the run, and it's going to be incomplete. Boy, he had TJ Pottinger fairly open, and that'll force 4th down, and the Raiders are going to punt here and bring their defense back out.
Unfortunately, Trey had to throw that ball before he was ready. He felt that backside pressure. He saw 2 men coming, and he was trying to get set, but he just didn't have time. He had to get rid of the ball before he got hit. And I'm sure he's aware of those strip sacks from behind like he's been getting the last couple of games, so he just chucked it up there.
Kazmierzak back to punt. Timeout. Simley. We'll take a quick one as well. 5:22 to go in regulation. 10-7 Simley on KDWA and HCTV. 10-7. Raiders down. They'll have to punt. Kazmierzak back at his own 25. Waits the snap. Rogers the up back. Hunter, right-footed boot, not the best. Wobbles out of bounds near the Hastings bench. Call it the 42. Got some work to do. Even if you force Simley to punt, you got to think you're going to have a long field with very little time, no matter what you're able to do here. You got to force a fumble maybe again, Jer.
Good news on the Simley side. They're getting back their number 1 running back, number 1, Evan Johnson. So that's going to be a boost for them on the offensive side.
5:16 to go in regulation in a 10-7 Simley lead. Walker Rogers now in at quarterback. If you just joined us, Bentley left with a leg injury in the 3rd quarter with about a minute left. Rogers has been in since then. The offense hasn't been the same. Rogers puts Frederick in motion. Comes into block. He's hit hard immediately. No, Rogers will run off right side. He's taken down on a great play by Trey Petrich. That should be a loss or just a no gain. That's a heck of a pursuit on a fast runner by Trey Petrich.
Boy, he was putting everything he had, putting the shoelaces to it, and he just got a piece of the jersey and pulled him down for a loss, or actually for no gain. Great job by Petrich.
10-7. Simley will work the clock and take their time with backup quarterback Rogers at the helm. Walker Rogers, number 11, out of the pistol. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Raiders have 3 down linemen. Rogers will take it and run, and he's not going anywhere. He will lose maybe a yard as he gets back towards the line of scrimmage. A host of many Raiders, Joey Stricker in there, Alex Foster, amongst many others that also, Godswill Peppel was in that mix of Raider blue.
What you like to see here is that the Simley offense has gone stagnant. They're not moving the ball. They're stuck. They lost their emotional leader, and they're kind of reeling right now. What do we do? They're checking their wristbands there for the play to come up with some kind of gadget play to get 9 yards here on 3rd down.
Finley's ankle is wrapped in ice. He's done for the night. 3:57 to go. Rogers out of the shotgun, gives on the handoff on the jet sweep. Johnson jumps over 1 man, but enough of a tackle made on the outstretched hands of number 37, Noah Bazoski, to slow him down. That's going to force a 4th down. And a long wait here. We'll see if the Raiders take a timeout. They will, to get the stoppage of the clock. 4th and about 8.5 for Simley. I will keep it right here. We will not break.
Nice to see Bzowski make a play there. He's having a much better game. Boy, he had tough luck last week. They were just eating him for lunch. But this week he's made a lot of great plays right there. An open field tackle, got the leg and took it out from Johnson, and great job.
Raiders huddled up near midfield at the bottom of the newly painted Hastings H. Again, looks awesome.
Yes, it does.
Raiders will break camp. Set up for a return. Jacob Piney, we're waiting for him to break a biggin. He's had a couple nifty returns, and we could use one here, albeit here's the situation. Carnes has punted once, but it was one of the best punts of the year probably for Simley.
Oh, exactly, with that ball that just spiraled off his foot, just took off.
Into the wind.
Yes.
You know,
that's the kind of ball you want in the wind.
Right.
It's a spiral. It's almost like throwing a pass.
Cuts it through. 3:47 to go after the timeout. Carnes at about his own 30. Snap is decent. Carnes right-footed booter, and that goes off the side of his foot left. That takes almost a Raider bounce high into the air, now towards Simley's side of things to the 28, and that's where the Raiders will have it. So 28-yard line. We can do this. 3:37 to go.
Exactly. This is a good position for us, because if you look at 3 minutes and 37 seconds left, we just methodically work down the field, eat up the clock, and then finish. Close the sale.
We did a lot of good things in a hurry-up style at the end of the first half.
Yes. They could do the same thing right here. And again, you're softening up that defensive line, but I still feel you've got to sneak a pass in every once in a while, again, to keep them honest and keep them guessing at what we're going to throw at them next.
This could be Jackson Kirchhoff's coming out party.
It could be.
Love to see what he could do in space. He wears the number 83.
My old number. How about that?
Unfortunately, he's not out here for this particular play, Jerry.
Oh, well.
Although you made some huge plays back in your day. Here's a handoff back up the middle again. Not getting too much, maybe 2 or 3. I want to say that is LaFleur. And it's Pottinger. I lied. Gain a 2 only.
LaFleur was trying to push the pile, and Pottinger got his legs wrapped up and then popped down on his rump.
3:14 to go, clock running. We're going to have to keep an eye on the clock. Raiders trying for a potential go-ahead or a game-winning drive. Trey Rogers, he hands off to Corbin LaFleur, who gets outside right, will gain maybe a yard, if that.
Trying to pick his way through traffic, but just the hole never materialized. He was, juking and jiving and looking for something, and daylight just didn't come. Big play right here, 3rd down and a long 5.
And almost Simley expecting us maybe to pass here. So, you're back in the wing tee again. Look at the stack the box. Look at them. They all come up near the 40-yard line. They're just not respecting what the Raiders want to do, and they run it up the middle, and they're going to get, 2 more? I mean, this is going to be 4th down and essentially the game now. I mean, your game is now in the hands of a 4th down and 2 play from inside your own territory.
Yeah, you got to go. You need a huge line push right here. Good line surge.
You need one of your big runners. You need either Trey or Trey, one of the 2 guys,
right.
7 or 42. 4th down and 2, and they'll give to TJ, and he flops. He's not going to get it. No, he's not. That's not going to get it.
That's over on downs.
No, Hastings thinks they got it. No way. Simley just won the game. They just beat the Raiders at that stop. Yep.
Barring any kind of crazy thing like a fumble.
Yep. They want to see. They want the chains, but
yeah, it's not even close.
It doesn't matter. No, this is going to be short by a half, 3/4 of a yard.
Yeah.
Oh man, you got to be kidding me!
Seen Joey Stricker come in there, kind of the bowling ball type thing, to see if we could have got some yards with that one.
I mean, the inside counter tonight has just not been too fruitful.
Not really.
Yeah,
look at that. It's a full
yard.
That's
a yard and a half, man. Why do we even measure that? Rub it in a little bit.
Well, again, right here, Raiders have to make some sort of crazy turnover to turn this game around. You and I had talked before the game and knew this was going to be a low-scoring game, and it's exactly as we kind of called it up. Unfortunately, the Raiders are on the short side of that low-scoring game.
Now, plain and simple, Jerry, you got to score more than 7 points a game to win.
That's exactly right.
The Raiders this season have averaged under 10.
Yep.
And that's just not going to get the job done.
No. They need a big play right here. The next couple downs, they need a big play. Try to get while they're going to sit back on it. Basically,
Well, the story will be told tomorrow morning that it was great that we had a chance to maybe win the game on our final drive, but we're going to have to actually do it once. And now Coach King is visibly upset. He's walking all the way on the field. Now he's going to get flagged for 15 yards, and he doesn't care. He's walking out there, and he is letting Rogers know what he feels about it. He walks all the way onto the field. Coach King bristling at his quarterback, and the Raider fans letting Coach King know what they feel about him, as he's going to get a 15-yard penalty here, and they're probably going to. Now he just waved the officials away from him. Now they better kick him out of here. This just isn't shocking.
No, what?
Get him out of here. Toss him out of here.
Yeah, what is the deal?
This is more than Coach Bursich did. Again, are they calling a timeout? No, yeah. Now they're calling a timeout. It'll be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but then it would just be so awesome now after that penalty to see something happen to which the Raiders could win this game and just, I mean, I know I'm praying right now, but
so my question is too. Now he gets a chance to talk to his players.
Right.
It's almost like a timeout for him.
Well, he did take a timeout.
Okay. All right.
After he got flagged, they did take the timeout.
Okay. There you go.
Well, what's the story? Did he call the timeout beforehand, maybe?
But what?
Maybe he called the timeout first.
So they picked the flag up?
I think because he called timeout before he started walking out of the field.
Got it.
And the official maybe didn't hear him.
Yeah.
Near side. Whatever. So here's the run this time. Ooh.
Tuesday went for the strip.
Yeah. It's going to be a short gain up the right side. Timeout Raiders. 1:56 to go. Not a lot of time. It's going to be second down and 9 or so. Remember, folks, after the game, head over to Green Mill. Dollar Wings after this one. We'll also have our Green Mill player of the game. Last week it was Jacob Piney. Good job on special teams. Tonight's going to be interesting to figure out who we can put in there.
Definitely. Well, we've called one name tonight a few times more than we've called in the last 3 weeks, and there's a possibility too. Decisions.
Oh, man. I just wish it was during a win. I mean,
yeah. Well,
10-7.
A stop or a strip here.
2nd and 8. I don't know if the Raiders have any timeouts left.
Yeah.
Coach King is still a different shade of red than many of the kids' helmets. Here's a snap at an end around right, and he will gain Johnson 6. Now Coach King again on the field. Now you can flag him. No, 3rd and 2.
The refs want to get out of here. They want this thing over. Bazoski almost got the strip on that one. He went for the ball, almost popped it out.
Clock running away from the Raiders. 3rd and 1 from the Hastings 30. Rogers sends Frederick in motion. Raiders jump. That'll do it.
That's it. Yep. That'll
end the game. Frustrating game as it gets. It was there for the Raiders to win all night. And again, the offense just couldn't hold up their end of the bargain. Raider defense holds Simley to 10 points tonight. 3 of them via a field goal after a great stop on a drive that maybe you thought Simley would get 6 or 7.
And quite frankly, a very good field goal kicker to get that 3.
Raiders forced a missed field goal, blocked one. Got 1 turnover on the fumble, but that's it. 1:02 to go. They need a fumble. Johnson has it. Gets hit from behind. Flag comes in. The illegal motion, holding, something. No, they say holding. What a bummer, Jared. This game was here for the taking. The Raiders knew that a win here could get them back to 500, maybe back in the swing of things, and now all of a sudden you're going to be 1-3. And you're going to head to St. Thomas, where we just It's like going to Yankee Stadium if you're a Twins fan.
Yeah,
We don't win there.
No, we don't
We
play.
never win there.
We play well for a half here and there,
Yeah.
but can't finish the deal. And unfortunately for the Raiders, in that first half, we were kind of the recipients of just some poor field position.
Yeah.
Just couldn't, you couldn't get things going. You were deep in your own zone, and couldn't get the ball past the 50-yard line. Defense is out there playing their hearts out. Like I say, give up 10 points, but what are you going to do if the offense can't move the ball out of their own zone there?
We need the sticks straight here. There we go. Second and 12 or something. It's not right on the scoreboard. Let's go here. Come on. 55 seconds left. Snap to Rogers. He'll run a QB draw. Gains 2. Raiders will call their final timeout. We're going to keep it right here because I don't see too much else happening.
Why not?
Raiders will go to 1-3. Tartan, or I should say Simley, will go to 1-3. The Raiders will go to St. Thomas next week. Meanwhile, the Spartans, they will be at Tartan.
So things look promising for Simley going into next week.
Right.
Carrying some momentum.
I know Tartan was thumping Hill Murray pretty good tonight, and that game still kind of stings. We still got them on the docket.
Well, and like we've said before in previous weeks, on any given week, you just never know what's going to happen, who's going to show up, and what team, you just don't know.
No, this is a bummer again tonight.
Yeah, it really is. This, like you said, this was a chance for the Raiders to get back in that win column.
3rd and 10. Rogers hit, stopped. One more play on 4th down. They're going to try to run around with the ball. Kill off the last moments of this game. Yep. Just not the way Hastings wanted this one to end at home tonight. Simley will go home extremely happy. The Raiders will be stung for a 3rd straight week. Like we said, headed to St. Thomas on the road next week. 7 o'clock start. Simley probably will take a delay a game. No, they will call a timeout instead with 10 seconds left. So a 4th down play coming up. And the Raiders can try to pull the Stanford band play. They almost had something like that at Hill Murray. Eventually it was a forward pass. But it was kind of a wacky.
It was crazy, yeah. It was kind of a fun play to watch. Yep. It wouldn't have mattered because we got tackled at the 2-yard line, but unfortunately, Toozy was flagged for a forward pass as he's going down onto his back. Kind of fun, though, to watch a little razzle-dazzle.
Right.
That's probably the most excitement we had that entire game.
Yeah. Well, it really was. That whole evening wasn't a banner night. Now we've had 3 kind of stinkers to send us home on a Friday night. I don't have an update from Prescott yet. That wasn't going so well either. It was 17-7 Osceola at half. 10 seconds left, a 4th down play. From the 25, Rogers will take the snap, give to Johnson. He runs right. Raiders will get 1 play. 5 seconds left, turnover on downs. What do we have in the trick book?
Yeah, who's your fastest guys and best hands?
Throw a post and beat somebody.
Why not? One thing you hope you don't see, a counter into the line.
Oh, man, no, please, not now. Yeah, I'd rather see us. Yeah. No, you're right, Chair.
Have a sharp stick in the eye than that.
Oh. Too many of those tonight that have been. A lot of everything hasn't gone for much of anything.
Right.
It's a bummer. 1 more play, 5 seconds left. Can you get a quick out out of bounds? I don't know. See what we're going to do. It made him jump off sides. We'll get a little bit more of a close look at the end zone, I guess. No time comes off the clock, so we got 5 yards without time coming off. Can we do that about 10 more times? Let's just get into Lewanski's territory.
Hey, only a 65-yard pass. Here we go.
Well, we only got 5 seconds left.
I'm chucking, baby. Here we go.
Rogers out of the shotgun. High snap. Had to pull it down. Has plenty of time. Pocket protected. That's it. Intended for Kirchhoff. Off his fingertips. Incomplete. Simley's first win of the year is over Hastings. 10-7 on KDWA, KDWA.com, and HCTV. There's no doubt about that. Fell short in this one, 10-7. They were down 10-0 at halftime. Jake Binley, a 9-yard run early in the game in the first quarter. Lindblom made the kick to make it 7-0, but then Lindblom ends up getting a 20-yard field goal to round out the first half. They go up 10-0. That was the halftime score, even after the Raiders ended up blocking a field goal. Going to the third quarter, another missed field goal for Simley. Raiders feeling pretty good about themselves, and on a third down, forced a fumble. Pottinger, we think, is the one who recovered the ball, and that was with 8 seconds to go in the third quarter, and that was also at the time when Jake Binley went out due to injury. Bring in quarterback Walker Rogers. Didn't have a lot of chances and opportunity to get things going the way Binley did. Raiders took advantage, ended up turning in a couple of slow, methodical drives into turnovers and a 7-yard Trey Rogers touchdown run with 9:38 to go. Hastings had their chances a couple different times in the fourth quarter. Simley went 3 and out a couple times. Penalties got him, and unfortunately, the Raiders, for a third straight week, if not a fourth straight week, just unable to get anything going offensively. And that has been the Achilles heel for the Raiders all year, finishing drives. And for a fourth week, that continued. And here at home, the record goes to 1-3. Simley jumps up to 1-3 here with a 10-7 slow, plodding football game that Simley just outlasts the Hastings Raiders. Raiders will be at St. Thomas Academy 1 week from tonight. Next Friday, that'll be a 7 o'clock start. Pre-game show on KDWA Radio, AM 1460 and 97.7 FM will be at 6:05 from St. Thomas. But the final score for those of you folks watching on cable and on the Facebook Live app, or however they do it, 10-7, your final. We'll come back with Dick Craig stats for your radio listeners right after this, and thanks to you folks out there for tuning in on the Facebook Live collaboration with us on KDWA and HCTV. We will be right back with your radio listeners, and for those of you folks watching on Facebook Live, flip it on over to KDWA for the remainder of the post-game show led by Dick Craig Statistics. 10-7, your final. We'll wrap it up right after this on KDWA, and goodbye to you TV watchers. We'll be right back.